You're listening to the audio production of Persecuted, The Global Assault on Christians, by Paul Marshall, Lela Gilbert, and Nina Shea, published by Thomas Nelson and read by Milton Bagby. We dedicate this book to the great principle of religious freedom, known to Americans as the First Freedom, both because of its placement as the first clause of the First Amendment in the U.S. Constitution and because it is the core freedom, essential to the fulfillment of other rights and freedoms, as well as to the preservation of human dignity and the flourishing of the person. This freedom, in all its fullness, includes, but is not limited to, the freedom to worship. It encompasses the freedom to choose one's religion, and the freedom to manifest one's religion, either alone or in community with others, and in public or private, in teaching, practice, worship, and observation. Forward. When imprisoned by the Nazis at Tegel prison, Dietrich Bonhoeffer wrote extraordinary and now famous letters. In one of them he wrote, "I am now reading Tertullian, Cyprian, and others of the Church Fathers with great interest. In some ways they are more relevant to our time than the Reformers." That's quite a statement for a German Lutheran. I can't read Bonhoeffer's mind, but I believe his connection to the Church Fathers wasn't so much theological as it was practical. Cyprian was beheaded by the Roman government. Bonhoeffer himself was soon to be hanged by the Nazis. To be a serious believer in the early days of Christianity was to be a marked man, and I think Bonhoeffer saw in Cyprian and the others a passion and a commitment that seems only to come from religious persecution, something that he personally knew and experienced. Those of us who live in the modern West don't experience anything along these lines, and most of us are deeply ignorant of the sufferings of our brethren around the world. Indeed, as we read these words now, millions suffer, and we have been blessed with such a bounty of religious freedom that we can hardly imagine what such suffering must be like. We are relatively safe from government interference. We can say what we like and can worship where we want without legal repercussions. The current administration's much-contested HHS mandate.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?